Yes, please be seated. Oh, it's good to have sunshine right here at this moment, isn't it? And to take some time in this setting to let you be mindful of some things we've already been talking about, some things that you actually asked me to mention before you say your vows to each other. And most of them center around God being a God of love, God being a God of the second chance, and that He loves to take dreams that maybe are dashed, dreams that are sometimes halted, and then to respring those and to bring those back to life. And in many ways, you and your love, your relationship is a testimony to that and what God can do in the midst of really unexpected blessings out of the second chance. This is the message we've heard from the beginning, that you should love one another. This is how we know what love is. Jesus Christ laid down His life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for each other. If anyone has material possessions and sees his brother in need and has no pity on him, how can the love of God be in him? Don't only love with words, but instead love each other, he says, with action and in truth. And then you will belong to the truth, and you will set your hearts at rest, because God is love. Dear friends, love one another, for love comes from God. Everyone who has been born of God knows God. Whoever does not love does not know God, because God is love. As you've kind of chosen that theme and that idea of God being love, and really the love that extends to a second chance. You think about God, and through the course of history, He would choose to show His love to us second, third, and fourth times. Think about a prophet like Jonah, who would take off running. God would catch him and give him a second chance. A prophet like Hosea, who was actually told to marry his unfaithful wife as a second chance. And God said, I'm going to show the whole world what second chance love is really all about. A God who would tell a parable through His Son, Jesus, about a prodigal son who went to a faraway country and gave up in many ways. But God sparked in him a design of the God of the second chance. And he came back, and instead of just being a servant on his dad's ranch, the father put on him a robe, put on him a ring on his finger, told the crew to kill the fatted calf because they were going to have a party. He said, because this son of mine who was gone, who was dead, is now alive. And that God who shows that kind of love throughout the Scriptures is wanting to bring that love to your relationship. That there would be a strong and huge presence of grace in the midst of your relationship. That it wouldn't be a judgmental relationship or competitive relationship, but just like it says here, modeled after the God of the second chance. That you'd be giving each other lots and lots of chances to show that kind of love for each other. Remember, one of the greatest disciples, the Apostle Peter, denied Jesus several times, 3 times on the night he was going to be crucified. But Jesus came to him and gave him a chance, gave him another chance, and gave him another chance, and showed His grace and His love. The same kind of love is pulling the two of you together at this time. I'm convinced, and I know you are finding that to be true as well, that if God is not the center, it's impossible to have the kind of love that will last forever. This passage says God is love, and His love goes on forever. I know the love that you're pledging to each other today is of that nature, is a lasting, everlasting kind of love that you would have not only now, but for eternity as well. So whenever you have a chance to model that kind of love, it will be a second chance kind of love. You'll have opportunities throughout your relationship to be gracious and kind to each other. Where he says that's not loving just in words, those are important, but words and deeds, words and action, putting it into practice. That's the most important thing. as you have written out your vows to each other, Ben, I would like to hand this to you and have you hand off your bouquet and give you an opportunity, Ben, to share your love and your intentions to Shannon, your bride.
Shannon. When we met, I was broken hearted, and you've shown me, and you've helped me mend my heart, and I don't want anybody else. You've been there for me, thick and thin. You've helped me realize that there's more to look forward to, that there's somebody out there for everybody, and you just got to find that right person. I promise to cherish and be here for you, no matter what, and devote myself to you. And I think we can get through anything. And I love you so much.
Excellent.
I didn't memorize my vows because there's no way I could. I wasn't looking for anybody when I sat down at that table, but there you were. After I looked into your eyes, I knew my life would change forever. You brought me out of the darkness and into the light and made me realize that I had never been truly happy in a relationship until I found you. You've become my very best friend, and although we may not be the most organized or punctual couple, I know what we have is real. And it's more powerful than I have ever imagined, and something that will never die. I take you, Ben, to be my husband, my partner, my confidant, my soulmate. I vow to love you through sickness and in health, through the good and the bad, through richer and through poor. And I promise to always look at life with a sense of humor, especially when I'm picking up your empty Otter Pops that are all over the living room. When I was a little girl, I dreamed of loving a man who was brave and strong and true, and a romantic wedding in a flower garden surrounded by all the people that I love. You gave me that dream, Ben. You made it come true. And I want to try my hardest to make your dreams come true too. I love you, Benjamin, and I'm so incredibly proud of you.
Here's just me, how much you care, how much you love each other. Well, will these individualized, special, unique vows be sealed by the gift of rings? You know, they're symbol. Rings are a fitting symbol for the vows that you've stated to each other. While those vows are unique and distinct